What inspired you to write The Fig Orchard?
The Fig Orchard was inspired by my grandmother's life. She was born in the Middle East, in Palestine, in 1896. And she was married, and when she was pregnant with her third child, Ottoman Turkish soldiers came and took her husband from their orchard. And he never returned.
Did you know your grandmother?
I did. She came to America when I was 11 months old, and she lived with my family, and she told me stories. She shared a bedroom with us, with my sister and I, and she told us stories of her life in the old country. And those stories are what inspired me to write the book.
What can today's readers learn from her story?
There is a universal issue that is women raising their children alone. And in the Fig Orchard is particularly more complicated because of the culture, the Middle Eastern culture. And so the strength she had to show when she went to a convent and learned to become a midwife in order to support her children. If she hadn't done that, they would have forced her to remarry, and then she would have to give up her children.
How did growing up in a home steeped in the Middle Eastern culture shape you as a writer?
It was a very interesting experience. It's difficult to grow up in an immigrant family, and the rules of the old country don't apply real well here in America. So the strength that I saw in my grandmother, I found I had to use myself as well, and try to realize that I needed to fight a little bit harder than I would normally have to for some of the rights for women. And I was able to use that in developing the characters for the story.
What about her story resonates the most with you?
What resonates the most is the strength she had to use when she found out that her husband had been taken and that she had 3 children to raise on her own. She was an amazing woman, and I think she carried that through her life and to her children and to her grandchildren.
And what are some of the challenges wrought by the culture?
It is very difficult for women. When I was being raised, and certainly for my grandmother, they did not believe that women needed an education. And even my father didn't think I needed an education to go beyond high school. I had to fight for that, and did, and took my life in a different direction than what was expected of me as an immigrant daughter.
What do you hope your readers take with them from your book?
I hope they take that the struggle of women throughout history, and the fact that in some societies it's even harder, and that there is a lot of progress that we've made, but a lot of progress that we still have to make.
Your book has received quite a few awards. Tell us about that.
Yes, I was fortunate enough to receive the San Diego Book Awards Theodore Geisel Award, Best of the Best. And that, of course, thrilled me. And I also have won a silver award in the Benjamin Franklin Awards for published historical fiction.
This is your first book?
Yes, it is.
Is your success with this book surprising you?
It is surprising. Well, it is surprising me. It's making me very happy, to say the least.
How do you think your grandmother would have liked this book?
I thought of that a lot while I was writing the book, and sometimes I would think, I think she likes this book, and other times I'd think she would say to me, why did you include that in the book? Shame on you, that never happened. But in the final analysis, I thought, I need to write a good story, so I did take it a little beyond what actually happened to her, but I think I did end up putting together a pretty good story.
And what sort of reaction are you hearing from your readers?
The readers are really enjoying it. I have been getting praise. I've been going to book clubs, and it's just an amazing reaction, very warm, very receptive, People are surprised at how the women of that culture and that era had to suffer and fight for the things that we take for granted here in America.
So how has writing this book changed you?
It's been thrilling. It allowed me an ability to express myself, to tell my family's story. Growing up, my father used to tell me, "Layla, you're a good writer. Why don't you tell our story?" And so I did have that opportunity to do that. And I've met so many amazing people. It's opened doors for me. I am absolutely thrilled.